पंजाब ब्रॉडकास्टिंग चैनल BBC चैनल नंबर 768 768 ਤੇ ਬਰਮਿੰਘਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਹੈਲਥ ਬਾਰੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਦੋਸਤੋ, ਅਮਰਿਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੋਮਲ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਐਂਡ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ बुधवार 1 अक्तूबर 2025 ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਗਏ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਥ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਹਰਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ, ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਰਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਲਥ ਬਾਰੇ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਹੈਲਥ ਇਜ਼ ਵੈਲਥ, ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਿਹਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ, ਬਾਕੀ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਿਹਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ। ਤੇ ਸਿਹਤ ਬਾਰੇ ਅੱਜ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ। ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਹਤ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਿਹਤ ਸਾਡੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੋਵੇ, ਬਾਕੀ ਦੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪੈਸਾ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ।
ਪਰ ਸਿਹਤ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੋਈ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ, ਸੋਚਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਪੈਸੇ ਮਗਰ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ ਨਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਪਰ ਗੱਲ ਇਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਇਹੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਅੱਜ, ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਦ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ GP ਦੇ ਵੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਪੁਆਇੰਟਮੈਂਟ ਬਹੁਤ ਔਖੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਜੇ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਜਾਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਹਲਾ ਹੀ ਔਖੀ ਅਪੁਆਇੰਟਮੈਂਟ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਆ। ਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਦੇਖੀਏ, ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖੀਏ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਠੀਕ ਰਹੂਗਾ। ਫਿਰ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਡਾਕਟਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਪਊਗੀ ਨਾ ਹਸਪੀਟਲਾਂ ਦੀ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ
ਖਾਣਾ ਪੀਣਾ ਵੀ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਨਾ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਆਪਣੇ
ਕੋਲ ਅੱਜ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਗੈਸਟ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਆ, ਇਹ ਦੱਸੂਗੇ ਗੱਲ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ। ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਤਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਜਾਈਏ ਵੀ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਿਉਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਘੱਟ ਲੱਗੂਗੀਆਂ। ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੇ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਸਾਡਾ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ ਆ 0121 269 0064 ਤੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਬਾਰੇ। ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਹਰਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਕਵਿਤਾ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕੁਛ ਰਿਲੇਟਡ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਆ, ਕਰਦੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ।
ਸੁਣਾਓ ਕਵਿਤਾ, ਸੁਣਾਓ। ਕਿਉਂਕਿ
ਹਰੇਕ ਬੰਦਾ 40 ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਗੋਲੀ ਖਾਂਦਾ। ਥੋੜੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ 40 ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਮਰ ਦਾ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ। ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ 50 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ, ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਕਈ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਕਈ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ। ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਕਵਿਤਾ, ਇਹ ਦੋ ਭਾਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ। ਪਹਿਲੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਦੀ ਆ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਲੋਕ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਲਾਈਫ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਕੀ ਆ। ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਦੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਫਿਰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਵੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਾਂ-ਬਾਪ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ,
ਗੋਲੀ ਖਾਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ,
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ, ਉਹ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਗੋਲੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਖਾਂਦੇ। ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਤਾਂ ਹਰੇਕ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਲਈਏ ਕਬੜਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ, ਤਾਂ ਪੇਨ ਕਿਲਰ ਤੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪਈਆਂ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅੱਛਾ, ਅੱਜ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਖੋਲੀ ਅਲਮਾਰੀ, ਘੁੰਮ ਗਈ ਮੇਰੀ ਸਿਰ ਦੀ ਫਿਰਕੀ ਸਾਰੀ
ਘੁੰਮ ਗਈ।
ਹਾਂ, ਸਿਰੇ ਘੁੰਮ ਗਿਆ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਧਰ ਦੇਖਾਂ ਸੱਜੇ ਖੱਬੇ, ਜਿੱਧਰ ਦੇਖਾਂ ਸੱਜੇ ਖੱਬੇ ਭਰੇ ਪਏ ਨੇ ਵਿਟਾਮਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੱਬੇ, ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਡੱਬੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਦੀਦੇ ਆ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਫਿਸ਼ ਆਇਲ ਤੇ B12, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਫਿਸ਼ ਆਇਲ ਤੇ B12 ਨਾਲ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਪਿਆ ਸੀ, C ਪਿਆ ਸੀ, C ਵੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਨਾਲ, ਹੈ ਗੈਸ ਦੀ ਗੋਲੀ, ਕੈਲਸ਼ੀਅਮ ਪਿਆ ਨਾਲ, ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ D ਪਿਆ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ,
ਉਹ ਵੀ D ਨਾਲ ਸੂਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ, D ਦੇਖਣਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ। ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ, ਜ਼ਿੰਕ, ਕੈਲਸ਼ੀਅਮ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਗਨੀਜ਼ੀਅਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਲਮਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਿਆ ਸੀ ਮੈਗਾ 3 ਪਿਆ ਸੀ, ਮੈਗਾ 3 ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸੀ, ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਆਇਰਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਿਫਟੀ ਧੂੜ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਚੈਦੀ ਪਈ ਸੀ ਕਿਤੇ, ਹੈ। ਆਇਰਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਿਫਟੀ ਧੂੜ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ E ਪਿਆ ਸੀ, ਇਹ ਵੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਵੈਸੇ, ਜਾਣੀ ਕਿ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਅਲਮਾਰੀ ਕੀ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਪਈਆਂ। ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੋਰ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਮੰਗਵਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਾਣੇ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦਾ, ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਹੀ ਮੰਗਾ ਲੈਣਾ।
ਜਾਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ
ਹੈ ਫੜ ਢਿੱਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ,
ਅੱਛਾ
ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਖਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ
ਖਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਸਾਰੇ
ਹੈ।
ਖਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ।
ਤੇ ਕੁਝ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਚਬਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ,
ਅੱਛਾ
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਅੰਦਰ ਲਗਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਹੀ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ। ਕਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ,
ਅੱਛਾ
ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਪਈਆਂ।
ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਪਈਆਂ,
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਈਆਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਾਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਖਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ,
ਖਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਗੈਰ ਹੀ ਖਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ,
ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਖਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ।
ਚੰਗੀ ਜਾਂ ਮੰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਪਤਾ।
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇਹ ਪਲ ਦੋ ਪਲ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਦ ਆ ਗਿਆ,
ਅੱਛਾ
ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ
ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਦ
ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਅਸਰ ਆ, ਮਤਲਬ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚਿਰ ਸਵਾਦ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਭਈ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਭਈ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਕੀ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ,
ਅੱਛਾ।
ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਣ ਲੱਗਾ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕੰਧ ਤੇ ਲੱਗੀ ਫੋਟੋ ਦੇਖ ਬਾਪੂ ਦੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਆ ਗਿਆ।
ਅੱਛਾ ਬਾਪੂ ਚਲ ਆ ਗਿਆ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਕੰਧ ਤੇ ਲੱਗੀ ਫੋਟੋ ਦੇਖ
ਹਾਂ।
ਬਾਪੂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਆ ਗਿਆ। ਸਵਾ 6 ਫੁੱਟ ਕੱਦ ਸੀ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਬਾਪੂ ਦਾ,
ਕਾਫੀ ਲੰਮਾ ਸੀ।
ਲੰਬਾ ਸੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਉਦੋਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੰਬੇ ਸੀ। ਭਈ 6.5 ਫੁੱਟ ਜਵਾਨ ਸੀ ਬਾਪੂ,
ਅੱਛਾ
ਇੱਕ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਿਸਾਨ ਸੀ ਬਾਪੂ, ਖੇਤੀ ਖੂਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੀ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਤਕੜਾ ਸੀ ਬਾਪੂ
ਤਗੜਾ ਆਪੇ ਹੋਣਾ
ਹੈ, ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਵਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਬਾਪੂ,
ਬਿਟਵਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਤਗੜਾ ਆਪੇ,
ਪਰ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਤਕੜਾ ਸੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ, ਇੰਨਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਤਕੜਾ ਸੀ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇਹ ਦੁੱਧ ਦਹੀਂ ਤਿਲ ਗੁੜ ਤੇ ਲੱਸੀ
ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ
ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੈ ਤਾਕਤਵਰ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਇਹ ਦੁੱਧ ਦਹੀਂ ਤਿਲ ਗੁੜ ਤੇ ਲੱਸੀ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਦੇਸੀ ਘਿਓ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ,
ਘਰ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਮਾਨ।
ਮੱਕੀ ਛੋਲੇ ਸਰੋਂ ਬਾਜਰਾ,
ਅੱਛਾ ਮੱਕੀ ਛੋਲੇ
ਸਰੋਂ ਬਾਜਰਾ
ਬਾਜਰਾ,
ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ,
ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਬਸ,
ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸੀ। ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੋੜ ਪੈਂਦੀ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਬਲਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਜੋਤੇ ਲਾਉਣੇ, ਬਲਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਖੇਤੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ, ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਢੋਲੇ ਮਾਹੀਏ ਗਾਉਣੇ,
ਅੱਛਾ
ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ, ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ।
ਹਾਂ
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਐਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਾਪੂ ਦੇ ਹਾਲਾਲ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ 100 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ,
100 ਸਾਲ
100 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਜੀ ਗਿਆ, ਦੱਸੋ ਬਾਪੂ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਖਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ।
ਕੋਈ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਦੀ,
ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਦੇ ਉਹਨੇ। ਕਹਿੰਦਾ 100 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਜੀ ਗਿਆ ਬਾਪੂ, ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਖਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਸਾਰੇ ਖਾਣੇ ਚ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਦਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਖਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ
ਉਹ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ,
ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ
ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਡ ਕਰਨੇ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ।
ਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਵੀ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਾਲ ਕੀ ਆ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ। ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਤੇ ਇਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਾ ਲਈਏ, ਤੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਮੁੰਡਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੱਲ ਇੱਧਰ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉੱਧਰ ਗਿਆ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ, ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆ ਲੈਣ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਤੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਵਧੀਆ, ਡਾਇਬੀਟੀ ਆਮ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਇਆ
ਨਹੀਂ
ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਦੂਜਾ ਕੋਲੇਸਟ੍ਰੋਲ, ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਆ।
ਭਾਈ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਉਦਾਂ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਤੋਂ ਛੋਟੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਇਹ?
ਨਹੀਂ
ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਉਦਾਂ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ,
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਤੋਂ ਉਦਾਂ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ।
ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਮਤਲਬ ਹੋਰ ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਆ।
ਹਾਂ ਉਦਾਂ ਦਵਾਈਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ
ਹਾਂ ਉਹਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਦਵਾਈਆਂ ਹੋਰ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ।
ਬੀਪੀ ਦਾ ਆਮ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬੀਪੀ ਆਮ ਆ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਉਹੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ। ਤੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਫੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਾ ਲੈਣੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੱਜ ਗੈਸਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਕਾਸਿਮ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਪੀਬੀਸੀ ਤੇ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਤੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਜੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। What you do?
So what I do, sorry about that, Punjabi is not very good, so I'll be talking in English.
That's all right.
All right. So I'm Mohammed Qasim, and basically right now I work as a tier 2 weight management coach in ABL Health. How I started as an athlete, so that's how as a mixed martial artist. And then with it I started coaching, then coached a lot of athletes, coached normal people, children, worked with a lot of very diverse audience, so have like a very diverse experience when it comes to nutrition and intense exercise and any type of exercise. Then I came to the UK 2 years ago for my master's in strength and conditioning, and then got an opportunity to work in depth with athletes and normal people, and every sort of, and again a very diverse audience.
So have you worked with any well-known athletes at all?
I did work with rowers, and they were like the Eastbourne Rowing Club.
Right. Oh, no,
So the Eastbourne Rowing Club, that is, you know, whom I worked with. In Pakistan, I worked with quite well-known athletes, so the best in the country when it comes to mixed martial arts. And right now, I work as a Tier 2 weight management coach in ABL Health. So that's about me. So yeah, very good to have you. Very good to be here with you guys today.
So you got obviously you got a lot of experience.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
that, I can see how healthy you are. Yeah. So you can do the right thing. Yes, that's good. So,
Tell us why exercise necessary for us?
Exercise. Well, exercise is for the human body. If you don't use it, then you lose it. I think that's the main thing. If you talk about exercise, and I really liked your point, by the way. So yeah, you know, the way you talked about vitamins and the way you talked how our ancestors, they didn't need anything, but still they were like, you know, 6.5 feet tall, and you know, very very strong, even though they weren't taking so many things. And I think if I talk about that, then that is like a real thing. UK unfortunately is going through an obesity pandemic where 64.5 people are categorized as overweight. Alright, so 64.5%, that's like more than half adults we're talking
that's a
about.
lot. That's a lot, isn't it?
That's not normal. That's not normal, you know, more than 50%.
So
yes.
how do you think that is? What is the reason from? Is that through eating, or the schools not giving the notion for the children? So why is that so high?
Well, it's well, one of the major causes is that because we live in an obesogenic environment. Yeah, that would be basically, that is what differentiates us from our ancestors. Got it? So what do I mean by obesogenic environment? Basically an environment that leads to weight gain.
Right.
All right. You know, talk about fast food. Talk about buffets.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? Did you have so many buffets back like 10 years ago? Did you?
There's no professional.
Yeah, like I remember back in Pakistan, like when I was in my teens,
Yeah.
we'd have like one place, and now we've got like 3 places. Just, you know, where I live, we've got 3 places nearby. So that's how it's gone up now. And so
And
how
these places eat as much as you like.
eat as much as you like.
That's what buffets are.
Yeah, that's what buffets
You don't pay for it, so I must have made full use of the money.
Yeah, you just want to make best use of your
Best
money.
use of money, yes.
So that is one thing, all right. And then of course there's so many stresses in life as well. When it comes to weight gain, right? It's not as straightforward. It's quite complicated, and stress has like a very big impact on weight gain as well. You also mentioned diabetes. You know, diabetes lead to weight gain, and then if you're not sleeping properly, that could lead to weight gain or weight loss, both. And then we've got transportation. All right, you know, I really like to talk about transportation because it's made our lives very easy. But then at the same time, it's also made us mandatory that we exercise formally now.
Okay.
Less movement.
Less movement. All right, so I remember my grandfather used to cycle, like I don't know, maybe 20 kilometers a day when he was going to work.
Yeah.
When was the last time did I cycle? I don't even remember.
Yeah, these days nobody bothers.
But the government wants you to do that because there's so many cycle lanes now. If you go around there, but they're not being used. They're not being used really.
Especially when it comes to cities. So I did my master's in Eastbourne, and the towns are. Is it good?
अच्छा ठीक
So,
हाँ जी
especially when it comes to cities, you know, I really like how you pointed out that, you know, more noble is using, because there's just so many stresses when it comes to cycling and jogging. So I don't want to, you know, jog on footpath in a Birmingham city where there's cars going by, and there are, you know, so much smoke and so many things. You know, I remember back in Eastbourne when it used to be.
Muhammad, you have, you know, had how long you been here in England first? हाँ जी
देखो साइकिल ने गल्ला कर देना साइकिल ने हम इंडिया ने बनाए या रूल भी साइकिल करो
हाँ जी
कोई बढ़ता है नहीं का हम जे बढ़त तो एक्सरसाइज कर आप ही हो जाना ना
हाँ
इथे अपनी गाल लग सकती नहीं ना साइकिल देना नहीं या देखे कदे कोई साइकिल करता कोई होगा
बहुत थोड़े साइकिल वाले
बहुत थोड़े है ना यही गल करदे भी ये बेसिकली लोग एक्सरसाइज थोड़ी बहुत करदे सी
ਅੱਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ
अगे एक्सरसाइज ਉਹਨੂੰ एक्सरसाइज नहीं बाल ਹੁੰਦੀ
ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਆ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਥੋੜੇ ਹੀ ਆ ਲੋਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਲਾਈਨ ਬਣਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਪਊਗਾ ਤੇ ਲੋਕ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਰੂਗੇ ਤੇ ਚੰਗੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਇਹ ਕਰਨ
नहीं करना चाहिए
ਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਗੁੱਡ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੋਡੀ ਲਈ।
ਹਾਂ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ।
ਆਹ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਚੋਇਸ ਘੱਟ ਸੀਗੀ।
ਨਹੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਜੋ ਮੈਂ ਛੋਟਾ ਸਕੂਲੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਕਲੱਬ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੈਜ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਦੇ ਲਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ,
ਅੱਛਾ।
ਸਾਈਕਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ,
ਅੱਛਾ।
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚੈੱਕ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਫਿਰ ਟੈਸਟ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਜਿਹਦਾ ਕਾਰ ਟੈਸਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ
ਅੱਛਾ।
ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋਹੇ ਦਾ ਬੈਜ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਤੇ ਲਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ, ਸਾਈਕਲਿੰਗ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਸੀ ਟੈਸਟ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ।
ਅੱਛਾ।
तो फिर लोग जो स्कूल बच्चे सीखते थे सियाने थोड़ी हम साइकिल करना पे सीगे और मैं देखने के लिए स्कूल करते कोई
ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ, ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਕੋਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਇਹਦਾ। ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹੀ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਬਾਕੀ ਹੋਰ ਆਮ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਆ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ।
And also, I really agree with that. That only even professions, if it's not a profession, then you might not be doing it. And it's not exactly our fault, because our lives are adopted among public transport or transport. So even my job will require me to have a car. So I can cycle for my job, or even if I got no car, then I'll share an example. So hopefully you guys will be hopefully it would
well, that is exactly what you're talking about, and wealth is health. I mean everybody wants their wealth as well. When you get a car, you never used to have a car before. I just rode on the bus, so you're on the cycle, yeah. Now you want lot of wealthy things, don't you?
Yeah.
But is that wealth proper way of health?
Yeah. So just like you said, when
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ, ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ। ਨਿਆਣੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ, ਅੱਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਕੂਲੋਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ। ਹੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੇਖੇ ਨਹੀਂ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ
ਅੱਗੇ ਉਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਕਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਘੱਟ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ,
ਉਦੋਂ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਘੱਟ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ।
ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਬੱਸਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ।
ਹਾਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬੱਸ
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ।
ਹਾਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਟਰਾਂਸਫਰ
ਜਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਤੁਰ ਕੇ ਜਾਓ ਬੱਸ ਸਟਾਪ ਤੱਕ।
ਜੀ ਜੀ
ਬਸ ਵਾਟਾ ਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਤਰੇ ਸਾਰੀ ਕਾਰ ਤੋਂ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਤੇ
ਉੱਥੇ ਕਾਰ ਜਨਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਤੁਰ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ।
ਜੀ ਜੀ
ਹੁਣ ਕੋਈ ਬੱਚੇ ਉਹ ਕਾਰ ਚੜ੍ਹਨ ਨਾ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਛੱਡ ਦਿਆ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ
ਕਾਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਮੋੜੇ ਤਾਰਦੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨਾ
ਜੀ।
ਅੱਗੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਉਹ ਤੁਰ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਤੁਰ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਜੀ, ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਥੋੜੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਾਈਕਲ 'ਤੇ ਲੈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਤਾਂ
ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਲ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਬੱਚੇ ਉਹ ਹੈਬਿਟ ਵੀ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂਜ਼ ਟੂ ਕਾਰ ਚਲਾਣਾ
ਜੀ
ਆਹ ਕੋਈ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਯੂਜ਼ ਟੂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਬੱਸ ਵੀ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਘੱਟ ਫੜਦੇ ਆ।
ਬੱਸ ਘੱਟ ਫੜਦੇ ਆ, ਆਪ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਜਾਣਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
Yes, now the public transport has it has made things very accessible. Even back in the day, public transport, even that wasn't so accessible. Then you've got your cars. Just if I'm to share my example, when I started my job, my recent job, I didn't have a car. So my weight scale and everything I was just picking up on my on my back, and I was walking to places. Didn't like the hassle of using the bus. And back then, if I wasn't formally working out, by formally I mean taking out time, going to the gym or doing something something that I like to, then it wouldn't have affected me much because my lifestyle was already quite physically active. Correct. But now that I've got a car, and I'm thankful that I have a car, it's made my life easy. But then I have to take time out formally 2 to 3 times a week to otherwise my fitness is going to get down. Got it? So do you guys see what's happening here? Yeah, back in the day, even if they weren't formally exercising, or let's even talk about food. We've got so much fast food here,
Yeah.
But, during COVID, that brought this trend of delivery. Got it. So we did have delivery service before COVID, but COVID really brought it there because at that time it was a necessity. But now everybody's just you don't have to go to food; food comes to you. So
but don't you think it's a lot of choice now? In the olden days, there's hardly any choice.
Yes.
In this country, I can remember there's only fish and chip shops.
Yeah,
no pizza, no McDonald's, no Burger King, no KFC. So you have no choice, really.
Yes.
You only have to have that or eat at home.
Yeah.
That's what we had.
And even I remember, 10-15 years back, we used to go out and eat only when they were only on occasions. Only when we were going out for some sort of thing when we were going out. Rest of the time we were just eating at home. And now eating out has become a trend. Anybody who doesn't know how to cook and he's got the financial independence of buying food from outside, I don't think they will ever learn to cook because they don't need to. And that's really that's really have a very bad effect on the health and weight.
It is.
So again, isn't it the government's fault as well? In the old days, children learned to cook. Even boys. I can remember we had cookery classes in school, but now there's no cookery classes. So, you know, there's very few children now who know how to cook.
Yes.
And as they grow up, when they're mature, they don't know how to cook. So it's easy for them to get a ready-made meal, put in the microwave, eat that.
Yes, no, it's yeah, you're right about that. You know, if somebody who's not taught how to cook, all right, and even in some cultures, you know, men don't cook. All right, and
Yeah, especially our culture. Yeah.
So even when I came to the UK, I didn't know how to cook, but I had to cook because I didn't have that sort of financial, you know, independence to eat outside every day. So I was forced to learn how to cook, but you know, I'm glad that it did happen like that, because you know, home cooked food is the best thing that you could go about it. The food that we've got outside, you just never know how it's cooked, or you know, what's it been through.
You don't know what you're eating. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
And this is, you know, this is what's making our environment. Of course, there are other factors, so many other factors, and the list keeps going on. But the food and the lack of physical activity, that's I think one of the major things.
So those are the possible means of weight gain, basically.
Weight
If
gain.
you're not eating properly, you're not doing the exercise.
Yes.
Weight gain. So how do you start then a healthy lifestyle plan? You talk about, you know, what's not good for you, but if I'm overweight, I want to get some weight, get my weight down. What's the best thing to do for me?
I really like this question because there's no, you know, there's not a straightforward answer to it.
Right.
One thing that I would, you know, really like to say about this is that when it comes to physical activity, it's been very stigmatized by the society, all right? And I despise that. You know, I really, it's quite unfortunate how exercise is portrayed by media or, you know, every other thing. Every gym outside, they've got a poster and they've got a very fit person or very fit women, lifting weights and sweating, whereas that's not exercise. Exercise is for everybody. And then, you know, people who are overweight or underweight, they might not go to the gym. Well, exercise is more than gym. Gym comes in exercise. Exercise is not gym. But just give an example of a gym, all right? So, how to get started? Most people, what stops them from getting started is the feeling of this overwhelmed feeling that they get when they think of getting started.
Right,
Yeah,
that's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part.
To
So
make
if
a
I,
move first,
yeah. So if I want to lose, let's suppose 20 kilograms, which is like 40 pounds, you know, and then I think about, all right, 40 pounds, like that's big, you know, 40 pounds is very big.
Yeah.
And then they'll be thinking like, oh, I need to go to the gym, but to go to the gym, I have to take time out. So they're like, oh, you know what, I'm not mentally there yet. So I'll get started when I'm there yet, and unfortunately, they're never there yet.
Or they'll say, I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll start tomorrow.
And it's and it's not their fault, you know, because society has made it so overwhelming that you just can't bring yourself to do it. Whereas you know, it's not that complicated. You know, all you have to do is just get started, and it's quite easy. You know, it sounds very easy, but it's not. Of course, it's not very easy. But that's what I like to tell, you know, my clients, that don't think that you need to be in the right mind to get started. Get started, and getting started will put you in the right mind. Correct? So it works the other way around as well. You don't have to exercise because you know, you're thinking, all right, today I'm exhausted. You know what? I'll exercise when I'm well rested. Whereas you can exercise a gentle exercise while you're exhausted, that will get you well rested as well. Got it? So you know, it works like that. So yeah, that's the thing. You just have to get started, and there's no easy.
So what's the best way to start then? Just gentle walking, or go to the park?
Yes,
Well, then don't you think,
those are lovely things. Yeah,
somebody who wants to start off gently, like, you know, what sort of things would you do first?
Well, start with walking. Walking is the best thing, and you know, people do say that walking is not an exercise. I don't agree with that. Walking is an exercise. You know, if you don't know where to start, go for a walk.
As long as you're moving, keep moving.
Yes,
that's
as
the
long
big
as
thing.
and if you're not able to, you know, walk, then do something while sitting down. So many things you could do sitting down. You know, just you know, hip rotation, lift your legs up. Just get yourself moving. All right, it's always one step at a time. From there, you can get yourself to walking. Then from walking, you get yourself to jogging. All right, you just have to get started, and that's the thing about it. And to get started, don't go for something that is perfect straight away. I think that is what people.
Small steps,
Small steps at a time.
small
You know,
steps.
start with, if you wanna fix your food. If I want to cut down sugar, let's suppose if I want to cut down sugar, and I'm having like 5 cups of tea a day, and with each cup of tea I'm having, let's say, you know, 3 tablespoons of sugar, you know, which is quite a lot. Then I don't have to cut it out all at once. Got it? Then I can start with 2 teaspoons of sugar with 1 cup of tea. Got it? So, start slow.
Slowly.
It will, give that sense of achievement. It will make you start. It will not overwhelm you, basically. And that is what, puts us off this overwhelming feeling. So that's my take on it.
And sometimes I find it is very difficult for a person to say, I want to go walking on his own. So do you think it's a good idea if you can find somebody to go with, a friend or whatever like that? If there's 2 of you, at least you can sort of walk and talk.
Yes.
You can do other things as well, like, you can do a competition as well, with the competition. So do you think that's a good idea if you can find somebody, either in your family or a friend or somebody like that?
Yes, no, it's always better to find somebody, because if you're not, making money out of exercising, then I'm pretty sure nobody would want to exercise. Okay? So, other than athletes, it's very hard for people to, exercise on their own. So going to the gym where you might be able to see other people and be a part of a group, in our sessions when everybody is exercising and everybody is in the group, and we've got this sort of healthy competition, and you're able to push yourself.
I think you need competition when you need some sort of healthy competition.
Yeah, so let's suppose you're in a group and you're in an exercise class, right? And the instructor says, let's do a lunch, and then you're like, oh no, I'm 80 years old, I'm not going to be able to do a lunch, so you know what, I'll not do it. But then you say another 80 years old and he's doing jump lunges, and you're like, oh wow, he's not just doing that, he's doing jump lunges.
And you want to do yourself.
And then you start slowly, all right? Then that gives you the motivation to see somebody like that. And it's always recommended to always go with the group. So many opportunities here. Healthy Sandal, look into Healthy Sandal, all right? Healthy Sandal.
So they sort of help out there. I mean, somebody's on their own. We can, that's one you told me about, Healthy Sandal. So they help outside.
So Healthy Sandal, they've got so many services. Our Tattoo service also is a part of Healthy Sandal. Then
so that'll be in this sort of area. But if they go to their local councils, I think London or Scotland or whatever, it'll be the same sort of thing.
Yes, same sort of thing. So they'll be doing something, to get the community involved. So a lot of community work. Right. And then the other guy, the National Fitness Day, met one of the guy, and what they do is that they just conduct events. Unfortunately, I can't remember what they're called. I think it's called the Green Spaces. Yeah, you guys can look.
Actually, I went to the National Fitness and I found it very, very useful. There's lots of things there I wasn't aware of.
Yes.
There's free things, free cycling.
Yes,
I didn't realize there's free cycling. You can go to the park and they'll give you a bicycle there and you can cycle there.
They'll give you helmets and bicycles.
Helmets and free cycling,
And then you'll be in a group and you'll have people, just like you, cycling together, and then you'll be able to socializing, and then you'll be having fun.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. If people can get involved in that sort of thing, I think at least they'll be with somebody else as well, bit of competition as well, and they'll enjoy it, I think, rather than on their own.
Yes, on their own it's very hard. It's very hard to get that sort of intrinsic motivation to exercise on your own. So it's always recommended to go with a group. Just be careful that sometimes in a group setting you try to become emotional. Then you try to really push yourself. So just listen to your body. All right, do not get emotional. If you see somebody doing jump lunges and you've got your hips hurt or your knees hurt, then don't do jump lunges. Start with a normal lunge. Then you can get yourself to do jump lunges. So that's the only thing which is one thing that's concerning about a group setting.
ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਫਿਟਨੈਸ ਡੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਦੂਜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਬਣਾ ਜਿਮ ਹੈਗੀ ਨਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਅਕੋਰਡੀ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਇੰਸਟ੍ਰਕਟਰ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਲੋਕੀ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ ਕੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕਲਾਸਾਂ ਲਾਈਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ ਯੋਗਾ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਲਾਸਾਂ ਪਲਾਈਟਸ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਹੋਰ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਲਾਸਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਵੀ ਚਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਵੀ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕਈ ਟੇਬਲ ਲਾਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦੀ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਾਈਏ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਜਿਮ ਜਾਣੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਦੇਣੇ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੋਕਲ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਈ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਚਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਵੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਟੋਪੀ ਵੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਪਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਗਰੂਪ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਸਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਈਕਲ ਚਲਾਉਣਾ ਵੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਹੋਰ ਉਹ ਯੋਗਾ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਕਈਆਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਯੋਗਾ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਹੋਰ ਕਲਾਸਾਂ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਆ ਜੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਪਿੱਛੋਂ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਦੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜੇ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ
ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਤਾਂ
ਲੋਕੀ ਉੱਥੇ
ਬਿਮਾਰ ਲੋਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਆਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਆ
ਇਦਾਂ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਕਾਫੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੋ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੋਕਲ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਪੈਸੇ ਲੈਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ Individual teaching us.
Free up, yeah.
Free up. So do you think that's a good idea, really? No?
Yes, that's very good to get you started, and you could also, keep going. If you meet people there, then you could that's a very good idea.
So, okay, then the other question I was asking then, what is best? Is exercise or food? What is best going forward? You both need both. Which is best, do you think? Food, rather start on the food or start on the, which one should we start on first?
When it comes to, they both go hand in hand, no matter what you want to do with exercise. If you want to get fit, then you would need food. If you want to lose weight, then you would need food, right? If you want to gain weight, then you need food. So
because if I do exercise, I think I've done 2 miles or 1 mile. I can have a couple of burgers now. I'm feeling hungry now. Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, well, once in a while that's fine. Sometimes everybody needs to eat a couple of burgers once in a while. Yeah, but now when it comes to weight management, or like specifically talking weight management and health, food does come first. Research shows that, right? So if your food is not up to the mark, then unfortunately exercise doesn't do much. So food always comes
So basically what you think about is what's you're putting in your body, how many calories you bring in there, you need to burn the same amount of calories off.
Yes, that is, if you want to gain weight, then you need to be consuming more calories than you're spending, all right? If you want to sustain weight, then you need to be consuming as much calories as you're spending, all right? And then if you want to lose weight, then you need to be spending less calories than what you're consuming. That is how, when it comes to calories, that's how it goes.
ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕੈਲਰੀਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਕੈਲਰੀਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ?
ਕੈਲਰੀ ਚ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਚ ਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ। ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਚ ਕੈਲਰੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਨਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਭਾਰ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੈਲਰੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬਣਦੀ ਆ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੈਵੀ ਫੂਡ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੈਲਰੀ ਬਣਦੀ ਆ। How many calories can take a day?
It's depends from person to person.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's no
Average we're talking about now.
Yeah. So recommended by NHS. I'll talk about the NHS. Recommended for women is around 2,000 calories per day. All right.
2,000.
2,000 for women. For men it is 2,500 calories per day. But it's it's individualized. I could given my lifestyle, I could be needing maybe 2,000. Or if somebody they might be needing 3,000 calories. So it's quite individualized. One way to go about it is to eat till you're satisfied. So going with the 100 uses, I think is in my opinion, is a better way to go about it, because then you won't have to calculate your calories all the time. If you calculate
you can't do all the time. No, I know that.
ਕਿੰਨੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਾਣੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪਲੇਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਵੱਡੀ ਪਲੇਟ ਭਰੀ ਪਈ ਆ ਖਾਣੇ ਦੀ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਢਿੱਡ ਭਰ ਗਿਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਰੱਜ ਗਿਆ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਾਣੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਦੇਖੋ, ਉਹ ਪਲੇਟ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਖਾਲੀ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਅੱਧੀ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਭਰੀ ਪਈ ਆ, ਔਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੱਜ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਬਸ ਕਰੋ। ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਚੱਲ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਖਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ।
ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦਾ
ਖਾਣਾ ਹੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਣਾ, ਨਹੀਂ ਬਹਿ ਲਾਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਹੀ ਕਰਨਾ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੁੱਲ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਬਸ ਕਰੋ। Is that right? Yeah.
Yes, and you're absolutely right about that. But the unfortunate thing about that is that it's embedded in us, due to our upbringing. The parents were like, "Don't waste food."
Don't waste it.
And leaving a plate midway is very hard. It's very hard. It's not easy to see. Like even when it comes to you and me, like I've got an OCD when it comes to finishing my plate. If I've got to place this big plate of rice, then all of it is going down. I'm gonna leave it. So there's a
cycle. You can burn it off. Again, with the other ones we said about, if you go to buffets, eat as much as you can. You think, I'll pay the money now.
Yes.
I must have more than I want to eat, so you get more and more.
Yeah. So when it comes to buffets, I think the first thing that people that they don't do too good is that they go to a buffet hungry, right? So if I know if I have to go to a buffet in the evening, then I'll not eat lunch or breakfast because I have to go to a buffet, and that works against me, because by the time I do go to a buffet, I'm starving, all right? And then once you're starving, you're emotional, right? The first thing that I'll say, I'll just fill my plate with that, got it? And then midway when I'm eating that, I'll start feeling full, but since I've paid for it, then I have to eat every other thing as well. So you just go for again and again. So that would make you overeat. There are ways to go about better ways to go about a buffet. So if you want to go to a buffet, then don't skip lunch. Don't starve yourself. Go hungry when you're buffet. It's important to go hungry in a cafe, because then you won't be able to enjoy food if you go not hungry in a cafe. You also want to enjoy food as well. But just make sure that you got your plate. Put all the starters, small portions of all the starters in one sitting. All right, so that by the time that you're done with the last starter, you feel content. Correct, and then you don't think that.
But your plate is empty. You think I'm going to fill the plate up again.
Then you can go for the mains. Same thing with the mains. Or put a bit of mains and in one plate or two plates, and then go with the desserts as well. So that way you wouldn't be overeating, and you would be eating everything that's there as well. Right. So this is one thing that works for us. When we go to the buffets. I've got one plate, my brother-in-law's got one plate, and we're just trying everything that's there in small portions, so we're not overeating as well. And it's not easy, of course.
Well, we can tell you don't do overeating. You're very fit, you are.
But the problem is, when you put small portions, you put say 6 small portions in your plate, and you ate the 5 and the last one, and when you start eating it, you really like it. So you think, I'll have some more of this. So before having the main, you go for that. You put 6 of those on there.
Yeah, but
so you bring that.
So then you can go for another small portion for that, and that would be better than having a full plate of that thing. Right? Let's suppose that you ate full plates of the 5 meals, and the 5th meal was like, oh, this is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go another full plate. Do you see what's happening here? So if you get a small amount of everything, then you could decide, oh, you know what? The 5th one, this one is good. I could get more of this. So that would also, you might eat a little bit more, but that's fine. As long as you're not overeating. So
in the buffet, it's good to go on there, find out which start you like, find out which main meal you like, find out which sweet you like.
Yeah.
I'll let you find that out, and then when you go for a meal, go to a restaurant and say, this is what I want.
Yes, that's good. Yeah.
What do you do, really? You know what you like. You
eat a whole plate of spaghetti and you realize that you didn't like that.
That's it,
So no, that's a very good way to go about it. Very nice. Yeah.
Right. Okay. ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਸਾਡਾ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ ਹੈ 0121 269 0064 ਤੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਹੈਲਥ ਬਾਰੇ, ਹੈਲਥ ਇਜ਼ ਵੈਲਥ, ਤੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਹਰਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਭਾਰ ਘਟਾਉਣਾ, ਤੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਾਰ ਘਟਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਜਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਗੈਸਟ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਤੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਹਰਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ?
मैं देखिए जैसे खाना खुना जितना पर बहुत औखा है, जैसे हेल्थी फूड भी खाने हैं, एक तो भी हेल्थी चीज होने की है, खाना सरे सारा हेल्थी है।
इसी करके अपन मोहम्मद ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਦਿਖਦਾ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਫਿੱਟ ਆ, ਇਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ।
So now you tell us what is the main healthy things then to eat?
So I think the best way to go about eating healthy, the number one thing would be to avoid your ultra processed food. I think that is just make it a bit more generalized. I'll come into the details of it later. So the first thing that I would recommend personally is to avoid ultra processed food. What is ultra processed food? One very simple criteria for that is anything that you cannot make in your own kitchen. That is basically an ultra processed food. Examples would be your Coke. You can make that in your own home. All right. You've got your crisps. All right. So you've got your ready-made meals and any other thing that you like. You get a tuna sandwich that you can make in your own home. So that's relatively better than buying something that you can't make in your home. So this would be the first thing when it comes to making healthier eating choices.
But processed food has been here since time began, really, hasn't really?
Oh yeah.
Because when manual seafood, they had meat, they cook meat on open fire, and to keep it for longer, they put salt on it.
Yes.
Didn't they really? So that became processed.
That became
processed. So over time, it became more and more processed, and we're saying it's ultra processed now.
Yes.
That's where you're taking the things out of it, the best things really, aren't you?
Yes.
And you're adding chemicals to it.
Yes, and you're so many things in ultra processed food. Just get a bag of Doritos, look at the ingredient list. Half of the things you're not going to understand. I don't understand half the things in there.
Yeah.
Right. So that is one of the indication of ultra processed. And you're right, of course, we can't avoid processed food. Right. They do say avoid processed food, but unfortunately we can't. Right. Even the milk that we drink is pasteurized to get rid of the harmful bacteria inside it. So if we're drinking this tea right now, we are eating processed food. Got it? So it's always better to just go with processed food and not ultra processed food, right? And the criteria is the same. Anything that you think you can make in your own kitchen, that is a processed food, which would be relatively better than anything that you cannot make in your own kitchen. Got it? So this is one thing that we could go about. Other things, look at your food. Try to avoid fried food, deep fried food.
Fried food, yeah.
Yeah, puts a lot of fat inside it. Go for air fried or go for grilled things. They're relatively better. Then try to incorporate as much vegetables and fruits that you can. Like in Asian, we've got the curries, and curries are quite complete. All right, people do say that they're not good, but they are quite complete. They've got everything. All right. So let's talk about maybe a cauliflower chickpea curry. Right? So you got your cauliflower, that's your vegetables. All right. You got your chickpeas, which would be your proteins. All right. And then you get a chapati with it, then that would be your carbohydrates. So altogether, you've got your carbohydrates, you've got your proteins, and you've got your vegetables. All of it you got there. All right. So that's what we're trying to aim for, eating all of it in each meal that we're trying to eat. So curries are food. It's good. The only thing that makes it concerning is the amount of fat that we put inside it.
Butter, ghee,
Yes, the amount of fat. So we need to cut down the amount of fat. All right. It's always better to go with vegetable oils, your sunflower oil, your rapeseed oil. They're relatively better than margarine. Again, margarine is ultra processed. Right? Get a tin of margarine. Look at the ingredient list. Half of the things you don't understand what's there. So
what about olive oil? They say olive oil is good.
Yes. So olive oil. When it comes to olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil that is not used for cooking.
Okay. Right. So that's for salads and dressings.
Yes, so that is for you sprinkle on top of salads and whatnot. Every oil has a smoke point. All right. So after a certain amount of temperature, it starts going bad. Or it starts deteriorating. And extra virgin olive oil has a very low smoke point, so that's why it's not used for cooking. All right.
But is it best to use ghee, butter, or olive oil?
If you're using the olive oil that's not virgin, that is mixed with some
olive oil, not the extra virgin.
Normal olive oil.
Normal olive oil.
Yeah, then I'd go with olive oil
rather
than butter, because butter is just very high in saturated fats. Right? So
These days, doctors saying butter is if you boil the butter and then it's better these days.
Well, if you boil butter, it becomes ghee.
But they said when you take the fat out. And then it's
so if you boil the butter and then if you filter it and you get the ghee.
Yeah.
So ghee is a bit more concentrated. It's got a more condensed flavor and it's got a better shelf life. But other than that,
but it's still got the fat in there. The only thing you're taking out is impurities. That's what you're taking out. You're not taking the fat out.
So other than flavor and nutritional values, all right. The only thing that ghee has is that it's got a better shelf life than butter.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that ghee has.
That'll be processed out.
Yeah, that'll be processed. but that's fine. Yeah, you can eat ghee. That's all.
Let's talk about the green, amber, and red zone, especially for the Asian food. Okay, I've got a few things on there.
Right.
You can tell me if they're good or not. आप खाने होने हैं ना आप ये चीज़ें देखिए पंजाबी देसी चीज़ें दाल एंड वेजिटेबल चीज़ें खा करनी हैं just साग हैगा साग.
Yes.
It's rich in iron, it's fiber. Would that be green or amber or red?
Oh, definitely green.
Definitely
green.
So
majority of your green vegetables are.
Right. So what sort of benefits would the saag give you?
So it will be very high in fibers. It will have all sorts of micronutrients. Would be low in calories. All right. So you can eat a lot of it and not consume a lot of calories. All right. And of course, it's got the fibers, so it will keep you fuller for longer. So it will keep you satiated. All right. And then gut health will be, and there's also research that green vegetables, they're very good when it comes to, for people with diabetes. You've got your saag, you've got your broccoli, you've got your other green vegetables. So saag is definitely green. Definitely green.
If you talk about lentils, dal masra dal, moong dal, dal maang, are those green as well?
Yes. So
depending how you cook them.
Yeah, if you if you cook them in lots of oil, then of course everything, if you deep fry even saag, if you cook it in lots of oil,
so if you cook them in olive oil, normal olive oil,
that
would be around the green side.
Yeah, that would be I'd say amber, because still there's going to be fat inside it. But if you're using the if you're using the vegetable oils there, right, then that will be better than using margarine.
Right.
Got it? So these are the small things that you could look out for, because our food is quite precious, and we can deviate from it, right? So, but we can make these small changes. Like if you wanna make a chapati, then rather than going for the refined, the white atta, the chapati, the white chapati that you get from flour. If you get the whole grain flour, wholemeal flour, that gives you the brown chapati, right? Then that would have fiber inside it. Would be good for your gut health. All right. So small changes like these. When it comes to lentils and chickpeas, they are a very good source of protein and carbohydrates.
So if you don't eat meat, you can have those. Yes, protein wise. If you normally if you eat meat, that's a protein. But if you don't eat meat, chickpeas and dala, then good.
Yes. So chickpeas are not a very strong replacement of meat, of protein when it comes to meat, because they are also a very good source of carbohydrates. Right? Just like your dairy products, you've got your milk, you've got your cheese, you've got your yogurt. It's also good in protein. Yogurt is good in protein, but then again, it's also a good source of fat. Got it? So if you're consuming lots of dals, thinking of it as protein, then you're also consuming lots of carbohydrates, and that could eventually lead to weight gain. Carbohydrates.
But yogurt will be good for your gut health.
Yogurt would be, it's got lots of probiotics, would have protein, but it will also have fat in it, so you have to be mindful about that as well.
Right.
But do you see what I'm trying to say?
Okay. Right. What about paneer? Paneer, I mean, that's another thing that we eat quite often. Paneer. Would that be in the amber or red?
I'd say amber. Paneer is a good source of protein. And it's also dairy paneer. As much as I know about it, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it dairy paneer?
Yeah, normally dairy.
Yeah, so I put it in amber. It's got fats, but it's got proteins, so very high in calories.
So paneer is good for calorie basically as well.
Paneer.
There's a lot of calories in there, right?
Yes, because it's number one, it's a good source of fat and protein. So you've got your protein. So it is a source of protein, but then again, it's got fats inside it, so it will be very high in calories.
ਜਿਹਨੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਦਾਲਾਂ ਬਣਾਈਆਂ ਜਾਂ ਰਾਜਮਾ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ beans ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ. You know the beans, the kidney beans?
Yes, kidney beans. Yes.
Would those be in the red or amber?
Those would be, depending on how you cook it, they could be in green as well.
In green as well?
Yes.
Okay,
so all your lentils, if you're not using a lot of oil in them, then all of them are green.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So they're not amber. If you're putting lots of oil inside it, you make that the dal and putting lots of you do the tadka and whatnot and put lots of butter inside it, then that curry, that would be an amber or red, right? But if you're just boiling dal and if you're just making or just baking dal, then that's all greens, all your beans.
All that खाने के ना.
Yeah, I know.
तड़के वाली कर देंगे.
Yeah, so we don't go to that extent. They कुछ वाली चीज़ ना.
Yeah.
So दाला चंगी है सारी दाला.
बस तड़का लगा ਹੁੰਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਖਾ ਹੀ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ.
The brown rice is a lot better than white rice.
Yes, brown rice is unrefined. It's got fiber. It will keep you satiated for longer, so it's relatively better.
ऊपर खाने को ना तुम खाते क्या brown rice?
बहुत घट को ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੋਰਮਲੀ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਬਾਸਮਤੀ ਬਾਸਮਤੀ ਖਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ.
ਇਹ ਚੰਗੀਆਂ ਕਾਇ So right, going to the red zone then, samosas.
Yes, samosas, if it's deep fried, then
they're all deep fried.
If you make them in air fryer, then potentially amber maybe.
Can you make them in fried? Samosa bun air fried?
They'll be very dry. I've tried it.
I'm not sure.
I didn't really like it.
Air fryer get the bunch.
Well, they'll be very dry. They won't be crispy, will they?
They won't be crispy.
They won't be crispy.
Yeah, I've tried it once and I think I just ate once and I just left the rest of them. But deep fried, right.
Deep fried.
We didn't have a kind of mithai, gulab jamun, laddu, they're definitely red, aren't they?
Yes, definitely.
Not sugar, is that sugar? Because it's sugar.
It's very high in sugar and very high in fats.
What about if they made them without sugar?
If you made them without sugar,
sugar free, you can get mithai now. They sugar free,
yeah. These days you can get
sugar free.
So sugar free stuff, you've got your sweeteners, all right, and there is a debate. Depends on the type of sweetener. Sweetener could be better than sugar, all right.
Well, sugar is still sugar, isn't it? But you can.
I really like how you say sugar is still sugar because lots of my clients say that as well. They they do sweeteners and then that just doesn't satisfy them. That makes them crave more sugar. So sweeteners, if you're having a mithai with sweetener rather than sugar, then that will be better than having with sugar, all right. But then depends on the other things that you've got inside it. Yeah.
They do pinya na only better if you make pinya they pinya that's got fruit in there, nuts, walnuts, that sort of thing.
Oh, that's
and if you don't put sugar in there, if you put dates in there, would that be good?
Yeah,
because removing the sugar part with the processed sugar, aren't you?
So it's just like what you made as a snack. They made as a snack, so that had everything in it. Yeah, very good, very good. Just be careful.
What a lot of people make those, and they make into balls, protein balls, they call them.
Protein.
So as long as you don't eat too many as well.
Yes. Yeah, because when it comes to your nuts, you've got your peanuts, you've got your walnuts,
almonds, cashews, pistachios.
So they are very good source of protein, and they're very good source of the good fat. Right? So you've got two types of fat. They are the source of good fat. Right? But fat is very high in calories, so we have to eat. We have to be mindful about it. So as long as something like that, as long as you're not eating a lot of it, that's good.
That's good.
That's very good.
In moderation.
Everything in moderation. even your samosas and your laddus and everything in moderation. There's no bad food. You just have to be mindful of how much you're eating.
Yeah.
We can't not eat samosas.
Well, you go to party, you go to wedding.
Yeah. So, but just be mindful about it. Not overeat on samosas. That's
Having 10, just have 2.
Just have to.
What about like roti? ਆਪਾਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਖਾਈਦੀ ਹੈ ਰੋਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਚਾਰ ਚੁਟਕੀ ਖਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਚਾਰ ਚਟਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ
Chutneys, yes. So your dressings, you got your ketchup and your mayo. I know you're talking about.
Not mayo, I mean achar, Achar.
Yes, achar.
Mango,
so achar is
called pickled.
Pickled.
Yes, that is good for your gut health. Achar is good.
But on the other hand, isn't it not good for you because you got so much salt in there?
Yeah,
blood pressure wise.
Yes. So in anything, if you got lots of salt, then that is going to be harmful.
Yeah.
But if you take, even if you put salt in your peanuts, salted peanuts that you get, so you have to be careful about the salt inside that. But yeah, the way you cook it really affects the food. That's the crux of it. If you put lots of salt in the achar, then of course that's going to be problematic when it comes to blood pressure.
Because achar normally has a lot of salt, good carbohydrate.
Yeah.
ਪਰ ਇਹ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਬਣਾਉਣੇ ਫਿਰ ਥੋੜਾ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ
And but otherwise, achar is fine. It's got probiotics. So
Nimbu da palo, nimbu da lemon char, that's better, isn't it?
Lemon. I won't be able to say anything much about that. Yeah. But majority of it is quite good.
ਓਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਫਿਊ ਮਿੰਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੀ ਹੈ
ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਗੱਲ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ
ਗੱਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੋ ਉਹ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਜਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਖਾਣਾ ਆ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਫੂਡ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਇਟਸ ਗਾਟ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟਸ ਜਿਸ ਦੀ ਖਾਣ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਤ ਯੂਜ਼ them properly
Yes, if you use it.
ਔਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਦੂਜੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਦੂਜਾ ਹਲਦੀ turmeric
Turmeric, yes, very healthy.
that's Punjabi food really ਨਾ ਆਪਣੀ
Our spices are very good.
garlic ਜਾਂ ਖਾਈਦਾ ਜਿੰਜਰ ਖਾਈਦਾ ਜਾਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਚੰਗੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਣੀਆਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਆ we should eat those things.
Yes, of course, our spices, all of these, ginger and our turmeric, they are good for us, but again in moderation. Moderation is the key.
That's the thing. And if you how much you eating?
Yeah, anything in excess.
Anything in moderation is
for you.
yeah.
Right? So water is like the most harmless thing. If you do drink that in excess as well, then that could also lead to water toxicity. It's a very extreme case. It's very rarely that it happens, but it does happen. So just give an example. Moderation is key. To a more sustainable, healthy life. Moderation.
As long as you don't do moderation in exercise, do more exercise. you don't do just 2 or 3 steps. That's it. Moderation. Not in exercise. Do as much as you can.
Yeah. So when it comes to exercise, NHS recommends 150 minutes of moderate exercise. Moderate is different from different people. People who don't exercise, walking would be moderate for them, and people who walk, then jogging would be moderate for them. Right. So 150 minutes, just aim for that. That is like exercising 3 days a week for 30-ish minutes or 30-40 minutes, and that's all we need.
All right. Okay.
So that much in the week.
So one of the days, what we might bring you back in the program, and we'll do a demonstration of some exercises, maybe chair exercises, I think. So at least people can see what we can do at home. If you don't go to the gym, if you don't go to the in centers, what can you do at home?
All right, no, that will be fine. Yeah.
Can you tell us what's the benefit of exercise? Few benefits remain. Can you tell us?
Benefits of exercise, the list goes on, to be honest.
Like your heart making strong.
Yes, heart.
Yeah.
It
And
also,
blood pressure.
Yes, blood pressure goes
Bring it down.
then even if you got type 2 diabetes, research does show that
Yes,
exercise is
yeah.
able to reverse type 2 diabetes. Type 1 unfortunately there's no cure for that. But type 2 could be reversed with exercise. Right? Research shows that. If you're interested, then please do look into it. And then of course it's like an antidepressant, natural antidepressant, so you don't have to be taking all your antidepressants or whatnot. So you could just exercise, right? And just like in the start, as I said, you don't have to exercise when you're ready for it. If you're exhausted, go for a walk. It will de-stress you. It will make you less exhausted. It will help you sleep better at night. And and lots of people have sleep issues, especially in the sort of environment that we are, due to our work patterns, due to our food, due to so many other external factors. And exercise is one very good way to go about it, to make you sleep better at night.
ਓਕੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਦਰਸ਼ਕੋ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਖਤਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਵੀਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਰ ਗੈਸਟ ਆਉਣਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੜ੍ਹ ਆਏ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਊਗੀ। ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਕਾਸਿਮ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੀਮਤੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਆ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਫॉर ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਕਮੀ ਹੋਇਆ। ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਟੈਕਨੀਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ। ਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਰੋਤਿਓ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਜੇਕਰ ਕੋਈ ਗਲਤੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਮਾਫੀ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਦਿਓ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ। ਤੇ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਵੀਕ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਫੇਰ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ। ਇੱਥੇ ਬੁਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।